All right, quick build update. I changed a lot of things. I'm re-recording this video because I don't know if y'all can hear background noises or whatever from the other people in the house. Anyways, I picked up a new Eternity Shroud. It has 5% of physical damage as extra chaos damage, which is the max roll for Fizz to Chaos as extra. The life roll could be better. I mean, the chaos resistance could be better, but I was looking for damage, so I picked this up. It wasn't linked. I 5 linked it. Inside of the Eternity Shroud, I have Venom Gyre, greater multiple projectiles, cruelty, faster attacks, and unbound elements. Every item I have on, if you can't see, it's an Elder item, which gives me the buff from the armor itself, which is hits, ignore, monster chaos resistance if all equipped items are Elder items. So now we don't have to worry about any of the bosses having resistance to chaos, because now it no longer matters. We deal the same amount of damage to everything now, I think. I don't know if that's really how it works, but that's how I think it works. Every single piece of gear that I have on is Elder gear, including this Beano's, which is an Elder Beano's, and I think it's cool to have an Elder influenced Beano's. That's just me. Anyways, I got rid of the self chill, so I ran faster attacks to make up for the attack speed that I lost from the self chill. The only other thing that I'm missing at this point is movement speed. I could use more movement speed, but for right now, it is what it is. I was lacking damage, so I made up for it at the cost of a little bit of move speed. So it is what it is. I've got a new dagger, which just for the physical damage and the attack speed, 23% increased attack speed. Attack speed to me is very important because poison stacks. Whenever you cast or whenever you attack, not attack, fuck my life. PoE, speak PoE. Alright, so you got attack speed, you got cast speed. Cast speed is for spells, attack speed is for attacks. Now, attack speed is very important to me, especially with Cobra Lash, because every time you attack, you send projectiles out, you get projectiles back. Each projectile that goes out that hits the enemy boss is a poison stack, and each projectile that comes back that hits the enemy boss is a poison stack. The ones coming back deal no damage at all, but it does increase the duration. So the way that I use Cobra Lash is I will attack and attack and attack and attack and attack until the boss dies. Pretty much. I mean, I know it's poison. I know you're supposed to build this amount of stacks and just be able to run away and dodge stuff until the boss dies. That's not what I do. Is I will not stop attacking the boss until it dies. But the cool thing about poison damage is since it is damage over time, while you're running around, while you're dodging stuff, you're always dealing damage. So unlike melee, or no, I can't say melee, because things like split arrow or puncture or Cobra Lash are still projectiles that deal damage over time. So let's take split arrow without bleed. Um, with each hit of split arrow, it will deal damage, but once you stop attacking, you stop dealing damage. With damage over time, you can attack and attack and attack and deal damage, and you can run around, and your damage over time is still dealing damage. So I think of it as a more steady rate of dealing damage to bosses and stuff. It may be slower, true. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not the best boss killer, but it's working for me so far. I'm not into red maps though, so I don't know how far it's gonna take me. But I do have a tier 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I do have a tier 8 map. Um, I haven't bought any maps this league either, but I do have the Crusaders down to start doing the other maps, which is maybe what I should be doing, is I should socket the watchstones in so I can get map drops in the places that I'm going to need maps in. Which I've been running maps all day. Wait, what level are these? These start at tier 8. Do I have a stagnation map? Hold on, let me see something. That's tier 8. It's an orchard map. No. Hold on. STAG. I have a tier 5. Stagnation. Yeah, so I couldn't even run these if I wanted to. So basically what I have to do for these maps is I have to continue to run the same maps over and over and over and over again until I'm able to build up a decent map pool, is what they call it. Basically get enough maps to move forward. But I need to... What tier is this? I think these are tier 8s also. These are tier 9s. So I need to run tier 4s, tier 5s, tier 6, tier 7s until I get enough, I don't know, tier 8, tier 9 yellow maps. And once I start running these tier 8s until tier 9s, I should be able to, it should drop maps that are 1 up or 1 down, something like that. And then I'll be able to move forward with my mapping. But yep, so for now, I'm going to be just running maps over and over and over again until I can get the right maps to drop. We haven't ascended yet because I haven't been getting any fucking ascendancies in the maps either. I think I have 3 of them before I could get my last, before I can go and get toxic delivery. I got rid of Pierce. I spec'd into piercing shots. It's still clear. For the projectile mastery, I grabbed 15% more projectile speed. So I didn't need Pierce anymore. Piercing shots give me enough clear that I'm happy with. So it opened up a gem slot for me. And I grabbed faster attacks instead. And I still have my clear. I did spec out of the nodes over here. The cluster jewel nodes, that was just going to be more life. It was another life node that gave me 8% increased life, but it had armor on it, and I didn't really care because it was more life. And I'm at the point in my level to where I lose more XP than I gain, so if I die once, basically I can grind maps all day, especially at the level that I'm at, and get about maybe 4 bars, maybe 5 bars, just out of grinding maps all day long. And then if I die like 3-4 times, I'll be back at 0. That's the point in the game that I'm at right now. So like, there's a possibility that I may not level again. I'm level 86. If I continue to die, which I don't really have a problem with dying like too bad, but I have lost all of my XP like 5 times today. How many deaths do I have? Yeah, I died 102 times in a week. I don't know. It's probably going to get into the thousands here pretty soon. But, yeah, that's where I'm at in the game. So, I'm just going to continue to grind out maps. I'm going to save currency. And get better gear. All this Elder Influence stuff. I bought the cheapest one that I can get. And I chaos spammed it. I spent about like 40, maybe 50 chaos. Spamming these for resistance rolls. This belt is actually a pretty fucking good belt. And I got it in 2 chaos spams. I hit it twice and this came up and I was like, cool, that's a good belt. I could work with this. The boots, I saw the fire resistance. It's only 31 to maximum life. These can be upgraded. The gloves are gonna stay. The rings could be upgraded. The amulet could be upgraded. And the helmet could be upgraded. But I don't have a problem with accuracy anymore. Yikes. I have a 100% chance to hit. Bam. 100%. So that feels good. We're at 7,000 damage. Tooltip. That's per second. What's poison damage? Did I pass it? Main hand chaos damage 472 to so 472 72 to 1609 for our main hand. Our offhand is 531 to 1642. Right here, poison damage per second from main hand is 433 to 1475, and the main damage for offhands is 474 to 1368. But it ignores chaos resistance. So now we'll kill people that have chaos immune faster. I actually have no idea what to say now. I'm no longer res cap though. I am for fire and cold, but my lightning resistances are at -11. So to make up for the resistances that I lost in putting all the elder gear on, I'm running a topaz flask with increased recovery and 23 additional elemental resistances during the flask effect. So it gives me like 73% lightning resistances when this is up, and I have the used when charges reach full. So I basically have 100% uptime on this flask anyway, as long as I'm killing things. If I stop for something, then I'm vulnerable at -11. But brings me up to like 60 something resistances. At least it's not zero. I can live with it for now until I buy upgrades for all this elder gear. But yeah, it took off self chill, needed more damage, got all my elder gear. So now the only thing I'm gonna do is look for upgrades on the rings. That belt's probably going to stay. The boots, both the rings, the amulet, the helmet, and the dagger. Because I don't plan on running with Beanos. I don't really need the Prolith since I have Pierce, and all my projectiles, whenever I Whirling Blades pierce, it doesn't matter. In this first dagger, I have Herald of Agony, Precision, Malevolence. I'm able to run all of them. In the gloves, it's just a 2-link. That's a cast when damage taken, a Mortal Call. I have Whirling Blades, Life Tap, and faster attacks in the boots. The Life Tap and faster attacks to the Whirling Blades help me keep up my Corrupting Fever, which I have also in the boots. It's not linked together though. Corrupting Fever, basically you walk in the map, you hit Corrupting Fever once, and you're probably going to be whirling around a lot more than you're going to be standing there. But you're going to have to stand in one place to attack. That's just how the game works. So unless you're able to take away the attack animation, you're probably going to be moving around a lot. So every time you Whirling Blades, either once or twice, your Corrupting Fever will refresh, and you should have Corrupting Fever throughout the entire map. Since this build does have Life Leech on it through Clever Thief, if I do not have Corrupting Fever up or I don't see the bleed stacks, I'll just hit it again because it costs 310 life, and I'll get my 310 life back in like 2 hits. So it's not really a big deal. Whirl around as fast as you can, basically. Hit Corrupting Fever when you get into the map, and just start whirling on stuff. Yeah, that's about it. It's about everything with this build that's changed. I went over piercing shots to get rid of the pierce, open up a gem slot. This medium jewel socket's going to be more life because I'm only sitting at 3.9. So, I also spec'd out of, so my next level is going to be this. I'm going to get a 10% increased maximum life. That will get me up to 4K. So in one more level, I'll be at 4K life. And then this medium jewel socket is going to have more life on it also. And I think that's going to be it. I don't plan on being able to level much farther than this. So for now, I'm just going to continue to run maps start saving my currency since I've spent more currency in this past week getting everything together. I dropped an Exalted Orb today also, which I think is pretty cool. But that's gonna go to future gear. Um, but yeah, that's it. I got the Shroud, 5% physical damage, the max roll. I'm also selling my old Shroud. Is that what it is? Shroud? Yeah, the Eternity Shroud, right. I'm selling my old Shroud for 10C if anybody wants to pick it up. If you let me know that you saw this video on YouTube, I'll give it to you for 3. Like when you click on it to do the trade thingy, just let me know, hey, I saw your YouTube video. I came from YouTube. I'll give this to you for 3 chaos if you want it, if you want to try to run with it. And that's like if you even made it this far in the video, because I'm just rambling on. Aziri's Flask, 8% of physical damage is extra chaos. Topaz Flask to get my lightning res up, 20% more evasion, and 20% more armor. Do I still need that? See, before I was running, I should really end this video, but before I was running this armor, which was the armor and evasion rating. So I had the extra armor and the evasion flasks because it went with the armor. And the only reason I was wearing the armor was because there's a damage mod on armor, and you don't really see very many damage mods on armor. I mean, you can get things like crit chance on armor. You can get things like the explodey chest, which is like pops. But overall, I could have used this armor, which is 57 increased chaos damage, or I could use the Eternity Shroud and get Shade Form, Life, Resistances, Chaos Resistances, Energy Shield, Evasion. 5% of my physical damage is extra chaos per Elder item, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, which is 50% of all of my physical damage as extra chaos, and hits ignore enemy monster chaos resistance if all equipped items are elder items. So either I get 50% of physical damage as extra chaos, or I just get 57% increased chaos damage. So I tried to get the fizz as extra chaos. Since we have 100% conversion from chaos mastery, 40% of physical damage converted to chaos. And we're keeping the golden rule. I don't know if you've been to any of my other videos. We're keeping, the golden rule, because that's capping our chaos resistances. So we get 1 to chaos resistance per poison on us, which goes up to 100. Now, we are at -3 chaos. We get 96% chaos resistances at 100 stacks of poison. And with the build, with all the projectiles, with the whirling blades and all that freaking pierce and chaining around and stuff, we're at 100 stacks throughout the entire map basically. But then also we're using our chaos resistance as damage, because we get 1 to chaos damage over time multiplier per 4 chaos resistance. Now, I've been wanting to cap my chaos resistance through the gear, through other means, to get, 75 or 85 chaos resistance, because we'll still be able to stack 100 on top of the chaos resistance we have, therefore giving us more damage over time multiplier through resistances, which I think is fucking great. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't worked everything out. This is the build. This is what we're doing. It's Venom Geyer. Oh, still Tornado, Hex Touch, with Despair and Temporal Chains. I use it versus bosses to get Despair and Temporal Chains on there. Despair makes them take more chaos damage. Temporal Chains makes the poisons last longer. And that's why we spec into Whispers of Doom. Having both of those um, curses on bosses bring up our DPS against bosses significantly. But we don't have both those curses on during mapping. That's just strictly boss DPS, which is where the build lacks, is boss DPS. But hey, what can I do? For now, I'm just going to continue to run maps, build a map pool, try to get my atlas completed. That's about it. I don't know if I'm going to do another build update. If I find something cool or something like that, I'll just do a little video of whatever the hell I'm doing. But anyway, that was it. We are now getting the enemy monster chaos resistance is ignored through the armor because we got all elder items that I chaos spammed, and we're not resistance capped. But we still got decent attack speed, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you made it this far, fucking why are you still listening to me? Subscribe. And if you want to see more of this content and know exactly when I drop it or something like that, hit the bell notification. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.